What's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. We're just waiting for Tony to get in here.
Damn. It's been a
long time coming for what?
for this damn episode.
I know. I thought we was going to push this shit off another day.
So
we in here though.
How y'all been the past week?
Shit. How haven't I been?
I've been straight, man.
I'm good. Episode 23.
In the gym.
That's a fact. That's a big fact. I was in that bitch today when I got
in the gym watching these numbers go up. Oh shit! What's up with you?
I see you and your lady on my timeline. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Oh, we know.
Hey, I can't get in trouble. I'm solid.
Yeah. Hey, well, we'll be looking out for the group text later.
Hey, no, that's actually where I'm on my way to right now. But she live an hour away and shit. I've been good. I had a good week. I'm chilling. We actually going to the gym tonight, so you know.
Damn, that's about cute as hell.
You said what?
I said that's some cute shit right there, bro.
Hey.
How long y'all been together now?
It'll be 9 months on the 9th.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. Around that time, me and my girl was in the gym together.
Yeah, like
not no more though.
Hey, you know what's clutch though? As I don't ever have to like trip about how long we've been together, because I asked her ass out in December, so whatever month of the calendar year is, that's how long we've been together. That should keep track of it for me.
Look, nigga, you making it complicated for yourself. It don't matter when we got together. Just know we together. When she started asking about anniversaries and shit, look, we together. I'm here with you right now. That's the only thing that matter. It don't matter how long it's been. I would never say that because my girl don't play that.
It is what it is. Hey, do as I say, not as I do.
No, do it. In my case, it's do as I do and not as I say, because I'm gonna steer you all the way left. But I'm gonna be turning right like a motherfucker.
That's real shit.
Man, gonna be like, hey, just take the street up here, take this highway right here, man, go to back roads. So let's get into it. Obviously, we got to start with with all the mayonnaise mayhem going on out here.
Mayonnaise mayhem. That shit is wild.
That's it. Hey, just in case anybody ever got beef, Tony is our social media manager. Any and all issues with any of
don't run up.
No,
go to him.
He's the social media manager, but any problems will come to me.
Don't. Hey, the box got to stay on me.
you can tell he's from the East Coast.
So let's review the album first before we get into like obviously the aftermath of it. What y'all think
that
of the
shit
album?
was dope to me. I fuck with it. I thought the music was good. Like to me, like Eminem ain't like lyrically it ain't super or nothing like that, but it's always some solid bars in there. But like my big thing is once you get that big and like once you at this stage of the game, I know you can rap. Like just let me hear some good music. And he gave me good music.
I think it was like the best. I'm not one to say it's the best project since Recovery because I fuck with Marshall Mathers LP too. It's definitely the best since then because you kind of got a little bit of like each part. Like if you wanted to hear like the rapidy rap Eminem, you got that. If you wanted to hear like the older, like you said, like just better music Eminem, you got that. If you wanted to hear content, you got that. Like it was just a dope ass Eminem album. And to be fair, now I know he was on it pretty much the whole album. No, even and Revival is still whack, But then nobody doubt like Eminem could still rap his ass off. Like even after Revival, like that nigga did that the Chloroseptic remix like a week later. That shit was hard. Like no one outside of people just trying to be wild, people just trying to make like hot takes. Like nobody was actually like, oh yo, M can't rap no more. Will, you listen to the
I
album?
listened to it a couple of times. I
What
thought
do
it
you
was.
think about
I
it?
thought it was a decent album. He could still. I mean, like you said, he could definitely still rap. And I mean, I've always been one to say like Eminem is a great rapper. I'm not like, you know, Eminem's like #1 fan or nothing like that. But it was definitely like I don't really see myself listening to that project as a whole again. But it was definitely a couple of tracks that I felt like stood out to me that I would put on like a playlist of my own or something like that.
Yeah, I run that joint with him and Royce back.
Hey, that record was
Yeah.
that's
I runs
him and
that
Roy.
back.
They
Which I
spazzed
mean,
the
y'all.
fuck
Well, I
out.
don't know about. I know Justin. You know how I feel about Royce. I don't know if we had that conversation, Tony. But like Royce is definitely like one of my favorite rappers, anyway.
Like that shit. When those like on that song, that's the kind of shit you hear and you be like, all right, can't no those two together like can't nobody out rap that combo. Like them niggas just spazzing the fuck out. And the joint with Joyner Lucas was dope too.
That's your boy.
Like and then so overall, what are y'all rating the album? If you had to do a scale out of 10, what you rating it?
I said in the group chat, I give it an 8 point out of 10. I think for him at this stage of his career, coming off of what he was coming off in Revival, I think that he did a real good ass job. Like the production was great to me. That's some of the best production I heard him on in a while.
That's a fact. I think I'm right there with you. As far as just like the album as a whole, I might even give it an 8 because I probably think it's not as good as Marshall Mathers LP2 personally. So, and I probably have that as like 8.5 or a 9. So, just to stay consistent, I'd probably put this like just a little bit lower, but it was definitely a dope project.
Yeah, I give it.
Will?
I say about 7.5 or 8, just because. I mean, the rapping for me was there. The production was good. I mean, I don't really want to hear like a 45-year-old beefing with Lil Pump and Lil Xan.
Well, we're going to get into that next.
And I mean,
So,
and he should shave the beard.
We definitely gonna get into that next, cause that shit is wild. Bro.
So, who do we think, before we go into the back and forth, who do we think M was actually really trying to diss on that album?
Everybody that he, damn, pretty much everybody that he knew wouldn't rap back except for Machine Gun Kelly and maybe Tyler, the Creator. Everybody else who he dissed on that album, like, ain't rapping back to Eminem.
He was trying to diss everybody who called that shit whack, and he was trying to diss like all the young rappers. And that's so weird because like so many of these young rappers like are who they are because of niggas like Eminem.
So, or what would be that point? So,
and it's crazy to think the only reason we got this album is because the last one was whack. Because it's like if he felt strong enough about Revival to say like, okay, this shit was fire, I don't care what y'all talking about.
Yeah,
we don't get this album.
He basically spent an entire album trying to justify his whack album. So, and I mean, but then it's like you spent the whole album justifying the whack album, but at the same time shooting at the niggas that told you it was whack.
Like a fact.
How many songs did he not mention Revival?
How many joints was on the track? 13?
Yeah.
maybe like one
maybe.
or two,
That's capital, maybe.
That's now. Here's my thing too, and it's like, and I agree with. I think Tony, you're the one that said it. Will, I think you said it. there's nothing about like a 40-year-old dude going at like you get no credit going at like Yachty or Lil Xan or any of these other motherfuckers talking about, oh, they trash or they whack. Like, nah, like that's. Although, I'll bring that point up later. Like, to me, that.
I mean, unless
that
it was warranted. Like, I don't
niggas,
know if these dudes have been saying shit about Eminem or because it's basically like.
No, them niggas got hype over that.
Well, no,
shit.
but
That
I'm
was
just
tough
saying,
for
like,
them.
before, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they was talking shit about it, which I don't know, because, I mean, half of them niggas probably don't listen to Eminem, and they'll probably say, oh, I've never listened to Eminem, but it's damn near like Eminem is pretty much doing to them what niggas did to him with his last album. He said that shit was whack, and now you on record saying these niggas is whack in general, which, I mean, even if we all agree, this is basically the same shit you get mad over. Criticism.
It is, especially when you in like a whole different level. It's not like if a nigga, if you were like their contemporary, right? Like I get why like
He the reach guy. I mean, he could be the rap guy, but he could be the reach guy too, because he reaching.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Because he's not a contemporary. These guys don't fuck with him. Like I get it. Like when Jordan Lucas gets mad at it, it's like fine. Like I mean,
they
like,
in the same class at least. Like I mean, you know, even if they're not on the same scale as far as rapping, they're the same generation of rappers.
Absolutely. M is
45
now too. Oh, he's damn. So he's 45. He's sold more than anybody. He's had as good of a career while primarily just rapping. He doesn't do a lot of like extra stuff like a lot of the other niggas who have made money. He's made a lot of money, sold a lot, done well. Like he's got his respect. Like he's a consensus. I say he's for like 99% of people, he's a consensus top 5. If you want to stretch it out, say he's a consensus top 10. Like to me, it just sounded whack going at him. I don't get why any nigga goes and shouts goes at academics.
I can explain to you why. I can explain. I can literally explain to you why he mentioned everybody he mentioned.
I just don't see the point of going at.
I know. I can give you the point.
I don't get the point of.
You type in academics on YouTube. Type in Lil Xan on YouTube. Type in Lil fucking Yachty on YouTube. What's gonna come up? Eminem diss. Eminem dissed them. Eminem shit is gonna be popping up when you search these niggas' names up. Academics, Joe Budden. Rappers.
Now Joe, I think, is in a different class. I think
Joe retired from rap 2 years ago. Yeah.
That's fine. Joe is still.
I mean, Joe got probably like the least amount of shots on now. He gave Joe that line, the one line or the one bar or whatever. So Joe probably got like the least amount of shit said to him on the whole album.
Hey, Joe got a death threat. Joe said, I'm putting him in a body bag.
Listen, Eminem picked the perfect time to do it. Joe been retired for 2 years.
That's the thing. So it's like, well, it's funny. That's the funniest shit about like Joe is like Joe's dissed niggas his entire career. Nobody listened until he started the podcast, and now niggas hear when he disses them.
Oh no,
ain't that funny how that works?
Like Joe definitely been talking shit on these niggas like his entire career, and then nobody want to respond.
No. Say shit, I was about to say because niggas hear it.
Any nigga,
they gonna respond to that.
Any nigga Joe dissed, they responded.
Nah, Joe got a whole. On All Love Lost, Joe did Future, Thug, like he did all the niggas that was popping off like at that time, and ain't none of them. But
that's different though, because I'm talking about rappers. So like that's just like Eminem dissing like Lil Yachty. I don't expect Lil Yachty to get in the booth and give Eminem bars. I'm talking about like rappers. So it's like any actual rappers that Joe has ever dissed, he got a response. Because rappers respect rappers, even if the fans don't.
That's fair. He gave Aubrey 40 minutes.
He gave Aubrey 40 minutes, and Aubrey definitely responded. Aubrey slid in the DMs. Said, you don't have to do this. Oh man, my nigga Drake.
Y'all believe Rosenberg or Paul that he did
Nope.
Drake?
No. not even for a second. Because he definitely does Drake.
I was like, I don't know. Like, there ain't a lot of niggas you can talk. Like, when you talk about ghostwriting, like, one nigga got
The
that
idea
right
that that's
now.
still a thing, though, like, that shit is so weak to me. It's like, if you go come at Drake, like, bro, please have, like, solid evidence of some shit.
See, but that's what I mean. Like,
I know, like, right? Like, bring up his
it's
kids
like,
and shit.
but it got
And
to the
even
point.
that, because it's like,
It got to the point
Push,
to where you like shooting at niggas for no reason now. Though, like, I mean, unless it's some behind the scenes beef.
Because it's like Push shit was like fire, boom, okay, we hear it on first instant, but it's like that's only going to last so long after you do the background on it. Because it's like you can't just say that shit. Like we got to check the facts on this.
Yeah, Kanye denied that he snitched.
He lying too.
He definitely lying. And Kim lying saying Drake ain't hit.
Oh, she definitely lying.
Like, that's just hilarious.
Actually, she might not be lying, but he definitely hit one. Knowing Drake smashed. What's the mama name? Chris.
Say Chris.
Look, if Drake is savage the way I know Drake is savage, he definitely smashed Chris.
Drake hitting moms out here.
He low key step pops.
Damn, that's wicked, bro.
Damn. What was I about to say? So, I don't know. Like, to me, like I said, it don't. Especially if you and like.
It's a good album.
Like M don't got shit to
Well, no,
prove.
that's the thing. It's a good album, but now at 45, is this an album that, like, I mean, if M dropped this album 5 years ago, I think it's like, you know, you hearing it totally different. It's like we don't want to hear you go from being like at the top of the mountain to all of a sudden being bitter because you know somebody else got next.
Well, so I would argue that point, and someone else brought that up. I don't mind it with him like talking shit the way he does, only because that's the reason that nigga popped off. Like even when he was like at his highest moments, he's always talked shit and clowned other celebrities and other pop stars.
Oh no, he always clowned
like,
pop
so
stars. And then all of his songs had the
it.
biggest pop stars on them, singing his hooks.
That's a fact. But like, even still, it's like I don't mind when he's just kind of talking shit in the way that he does it, because that's just a part of like what makes Slim Shady Slim Shady. So I don't mind the content behind the album, and if he wasn't dropping names, he was just doing like the standard like big like talking shit to like rappers as a whole, then fine. Like it's a great album. I got no issue. I got no beef with it. I think it only looks whack when like you're calling out names and the names you called out, there's only like one credible name and that nigga's retired. Like there's nobody else on that.
If he wasn't retired, niggas know who my money on.
I'm just waiting to see what happens with this whole. Well, let's transition that in as far as beef. We'll get to the Joe part because I know that one's probably gonna take a little bit longer. What y'all think about Rap Devil? So it'd be the first nigga to respond to.
He got
that shit is fire, bro.
He got shady. He got Slim Shady looking shaky in the light.
And I say that shit is fire based off of number. Like I said in the tweet, if anybody following Twitter and Instagram and everything like that, he didn't lie about anything he said because he's been saying this for years. Like his story has never changed on the reason why he can't go to Shade 4-5. His story has never changed on Eminem being upset at him over some shit he said about his daughter years ago
in 2012.
Like he.
And now hold up though. Now I will say that only and just fact checking that tweet. It's wild to respond 6 years later. Yo was definitely talking about his daughter when she was under 18.
That nigga was like 18. He was like 17 when he did that shit. Like Machine Gun Kelly.
He was a kid. Like mind you, he like 24, 25.
Like he's not an old guy. Like he's because I would start listening to MGK back. It was probably about a year before Wild Boy came out because he got like his early shit. I found it fire. Like I fuck with his early stuff. So it was like he was like 18, 19 doing that. Like he didn't know what he was doing in the rap game and shit like that. So it's like even if Haley say she was 16, 17, that nigga was like 18 himself.
No, and I get that, but it's still like I get like when people talk, regardless if they're their age or not, I understand like just being like if you a dad and you got a daughter, like I get why you wouldn't want something like that on social media. But I'm not defending him. I'm just saying like I get why he'd actually be frustrated. Like I said, it's still whack. He responds 6 years later, but I totally get like don't be saying shit like that about my daughter, especially if she like.
Who y'all got in the fight then?
But hold up, bro. They're like, if Eminem gonna carry it, I get what you're saying, Justin. But if Eminem finna carry it that way, like, imagine how these motherfuckers feel about you calling their sons faggots and you calling their daughters dykes and shit all over these years.
No, absolutely, and that's why the fact he didn't get popped in the mouth at some point in his career, that's its own marvelous feat. But but hold that standard both ways. I'm not saying that he's completely exalted of all of his like errors and the shit that he said. My nigga called Tyler the Creator a faggot now. Like
he wild with that shit.
Like he was wild when like Eminem was wild when he said he was gonna call Trick. Like nigga, you 45. Something about you gonna call another grown man. Shout out to Uncle Trick though.
Oh shit.
But like, so like I said, I'm not exalting M of his issues. I'm just saying like I get why he was frustrated, but something should have like been resolved in 2012 if that was the year the tweet came out.
Definitely could have been squashed if it was real.
I mean, you know, if it was beef, it could have been beef in 2012. Like, I mean, you could have wrapped it. You could have said this in 2012.
That's right. And Rap Devil was fire. Like before I said it, I was like, that shit was fire.
It was awful. like Eminem and Fat Joe got like the creepiest beards in the game.
Now I will say, because Tony, you're the one that posted that thing. I'm not sleeping on when Eminem responds. I'm not sleeping on an M diss. Like, do I think he's gonna say some crazy shit that's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna rethink everything? No, but I don't think he's coming weak if he's responding.
If M come at when he do respond or whatever happens, if it's not the same energy he gave Jermaine Dupri on Say What You Gotta Say, that shit gonna be whack. Because I'm not trying to hear Eminem talking about just throwing a bunch of words in the flow and skibby bee and I'm not trying to hear that shit.
That was my exact thinking. Because I'm like, all right. I mean, what was Eminem's best back and forth as far as rap beef goes, if any? Because I don't really know any.
Benzino.
I mean, right.
Well, no, that's the thing. So M has like some fire diss records. They're just not.
They fire diss, but it's like it's not back and forths.
That's a problem when you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because Mariah Carey got
like Nick Cannon was ready to pull up on him.
Nick Cannon, like I said, Nick could have pulled up and M still ain't get punched in the mouth. So
that's because he don't come outside. You heard him. You heard MGK verse. What if
he would have told Nick Cannon like? What if he would have like? Don't one of you niggas got lupus or something? What if he would have pulled the Tupac? Like, I'd have been like, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like M has some fire diss records. And niggas don't fuck with him because like the shit he says is so like over the top.
Well, because in my opinion, when I'm listening, when I'm like into beef and shit, is like I don't want to hear about your imaginary shit or you knocking me to outer space and all this bullshit that Eminem like to talk about. Like I don't want to hear none of that bullshit.
Well, in the immortal words of Chris Rock, Eminem will talk shit about his own mama. Lord, what he'll say about your black ass.
Hey, if Eminem dropped in 2018, what he rock?
Wait, you said what, y'all?
I said if Eminem dropped in 2018, what he cook?
He might fit in.
Absolutely.
if he dropped with the real Slim Shady Play stand up. He had colored blonde hair. He dyed his hair blonde and shit. He'll fit in with all these little motherfuckers. He was off the drugs.
Yeah. No, like
that's
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Like he was doing all those drugs and shit, he'll be perfect for the day.
See, now to me, the three that like the Eminem project always to me that'll stand out, and I think it would do well regardless of the time frame. Is I think the Eminem Show is a classic, and it's arguably a top 5, top 10 album. So you drop that shit, that sells to me in '02 when it came out, 2012, 2020, whatever year you want to throw that bitch in. That bitch is fire.
What is this, bro?
Like, but like I said, MGK won the round, but I'm not giving him the war yet. Because the one thing, like I said, is regardless of how I feel like maybe like his energy was directed or how he went at some people, that nigga's one of the 5 greatest rappers ever. So like I'm just not gonna count him out as far as I don't think the record's gonna be weak.
You think it's gonna be believable?
It's only gonna see. It depends on. M would have to have some.
I definitely don't.
Like,
I definitely don't want to
like,
hear no 45-year-old telling me how he gonna drop his own mom off a roof and shit.
Well, that's a fact. But he got away from the throwing moms off the roof and shit. A little bit. If M had some shit like Push did, where he had like some messages he could throw up with like the picture for like the song, and he had some shit where he called out MGK or he had some kind of interaction with him, and he could prove that, then you got a case. Does he have that? Who
But
knows?
it's like Push situation. That was just such a that was like coming up on a brick, and that's just like Push just came up on some shit in that situation because it's not like he had that shit, like he knew that shit, like him and Drake is that close. Like Push was just in the right situation at the right time. Like Eminem don't go nowhere.
Well, I don't even think it was that. I think the beef just happened at the right time. Because
that too.
I mean, like I think for the most part, like even when that information came out, like all the celebrities were pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, we already knew about the kid. It was news to the fans." So like I don't think Push came off a brick. I think it was like well-known information. I think the fans just didn't know yet.
I mean, in the sense of like putting it out at that time.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think the beef happened at the right time.
Yeah.
Because had it happened like...
Well, the beef at the right time, Push got to control the time. Like, Push started that shit with his album. So, like...
Well, no, but had Drake kind of just ignored it for a little while and did his rollout first and then dropped Duppy, that story wouldn't be the same.
That whole shit could have been avoided if Drake would have just put up that Plies clip that he used at the end of 8 out of 10. Like if he would have just put that on Instagram when Pusha dropped Infrared, it wouldn't even been a situation because it'd just be like, oh, Drake don't care, and the fans would be like, oh, Drake don't care, I don't care.
Especially because because of the way that they beef was going, it was like back and it wasn't like no consistent back and forth. It was like,
it was definitely like after years.
A year later.
Yeah,
so it was like he didn't have to come back as fast as he did, even though everybody was waiting on it. But it was like he could have waited and did his whole rollout and all that shit, and then just had that in the tuck. Because then if he dropped that disc after that whole Adidas rollout, it's a whole different. We having a whole different conversation about this beef because now it's only rap.
That's probably the only time Drake moved off of emotion and not strategy.
Which I mean, hey nigga,
that's fair.
Did you just fart?
You said what?
Did you just fart? What was that?
You wildin', Justin.
That was the phone. Somebody some shit.
Oh,
They keep sending me shit on Instagram. They sent me shit to my phone. It beeped and then started to vibrate.
Okay.
I was like, wait. I was like,
I'm driving in the car like at 80 miles an hour right now. Like I can't. You wanted even if I farted, y'all would never hear that shit.
Salute to you, bro.
Yo, this shit nigga, stop sending me shit. Damn. But all right then. So I'm gonna let Will take it then. As far as how should Joey respond?
Oh, with the podcast, he retired. He a retired rapper. But if this was about 2.5, 3 years ago, I'd be advising my guy to go to the studio and bar his ass up.
So hypothetically speaking, what would that look like? Like a Joe M beef?
It'll look like you saying like today or a couple years ago.
Go 2-3. We'll say it's 2-3 years ago, right?
Joe was probably still on drugs, so he probably ain't gonna give a fuck what he telling them now. And like I said, I know like y'all, you were saying like how Joe be dissing everybody and they don't be responding, but Jay-Z definitely responded. They had Drake responded even if it was just a one-liner, and Drake got a whole bunch of bars in return for that. Nigga beefed with
Joe had like a biography on Drake.
The nigga beefed with all the G Unit. He beefed with Wu-Tang. He beefed with Royce before they got cool.
Joe just didn't like a lot of niggas.
Joe don't give a fuck, and that's the type of time I'm on. That's the energy I like.
Nah, that's fair. Damn, what the fuck? Yo, I swear this nigga keeps sending me shit. So what you think?
And he beefed with these niggas. And everybody he beefed at was damn near at their peak when he beefed with them. He beefed with G-Unit in the midst of G-Unit being G-Unit. 50 Cent while he was still tearing Ja Rule ass up.
Hey, what do you think Ja Rule gonna say about this beef?
Ja Rule already commented on Eminem.
Where's Ja Rule at a time like this?
Hey, those be Charlamagne's like funny.
Imagine he sent the shot at Ja Rule and that shit too.
Yeah. That'd be like the funniest Charlamagne post. He was like, I was wondering what Ja Rule was gonna say about this.
Hey, cause Ja Rule be
Ja, they be like, not now,
funny,
Ja.
bro.
It's not the time.
Hey, Ja Rule got to perform at the VMAs. As far as he's concerned, he'd be back.
They said J-Lo called in a favor.
That's absolutely a favor. The fuck?
They said it ain't no way Ja Rule was at the VMAs if it wasn't for J-Lo.
Hell yeah, no, I remember because I was watching
the only reason J-Lo black is because of Ja Rule and them.
The only reason she black is, you said the only reason she back?
I said the only reason she black is because of Murder Inc.
Oh no, it's definitely Diddy.
You think more than Murder Inc. Yo?
I think so. Diddy stamped it.
Yeah, Diddy did have it in the clubs with the wild dresses on.
What they say, signed, sealed, delivered.
Shout out to Ashanti.
What she said, Miss Love don't cost a thing. She got like 5 fucking $500 million boyfriends and shit.
She checking the bag.
Like,
shout out to her, yo.
Hey.
Damn, she was with Diddy and now she with Alex Rodriguez.
No, that's what my girl was looking at it. She was like, well, this one's not that rich. I'm like, the fuck? This nigga had, before it was cool to hand out $200 million to niggas in baseball, he had 2 of them. This nigga was the first and second largest contract at one time.
They was paying this nigga not to play no more.
That was a fact. Like, this nigga got $25 million to sit his ass on the bench.
You know how rich you gotta be for niggas to pay you not to play?
Hey, shout out to baseball, man. We're gonna be debuting 90 feet here soon.
That's a fact.
That shit gonna be fire. Get my man Blake Snell a Cy Young. What was it? No, yeah, Ja Rule was definitely at the VMAs because I remember like who was it? Who did like the first award? First award was Nicki. It was best rap solo or best rap song. And she got that shit for Chun-Li. And I remember when I saw her get up, like you saw Ja Rule sitting where he was at the edge of the island. I'm like, who the fuck? Like who invited you?
I definitely saw Ja Rule like in the jacket and the wife beater. Like,
I'm like,
nigga, is that Ja Rule?
Like, who brought your ass here? Like, who really made that call? Oh,
that's why.
J-Lo really told her boyfriend to make the call. She ain't really had to pull.
Listen, man, we know Ja Rule got classics. We know what Ja Rule was to the game, but Curtis Jackson, man.
I was gonna say this is definitely a pro Curtis Jackson podcast.
Curtis Jackson, bro.
Out of here. Like Ja Rule don't stand a chance.
Who's affected?
MGK was smart though. You know, MGK, he knew. He said leave the beef to who?
Shit, who did he say?
He said Damn, I thought someone was gonna catch that line.
I wasn't.
I only listened to it like once or twice. I wasn't on Rap Jams when I was listening though.
He was telling that nigga, he's like, "Cause you pushing 50, leave the beef into 50."
Oh yeah, he definitely
did
said
say
that.
Shout out to 50, man.
Niggas
He should definitely let 50 handle all his beefs, and 50 don't even rap no more. And he can still win the beef. Shit is wild.
Hey, speaking of niggas who don't rap, now I'm coming in March. I guess he got bored.
In March? What the fuck?
He dropping next March.
What the fuck? It's not 2006. Why he announced his album that early?
Hey, high key though, they said because that nigga he had to say some shit.
Fast and Furious
he
12 must be coming out next year.
So they say 6ix9ine got him in his feelings.
And for some reason, I don't believe that.
I definitely don't believe it. You see that nigga on the private jet? If you can just get PJs whenever, I really don't feel like it's certain shit don't apply to you in life. Like niggas like 6ix9ine don't apply to you in life.
That's what they just saying because Luda Freestyle got back at him, clapped back at him for like a minute, and then announced his album. Now I'm not giving 6ix9ine no credit, but I'm just saying what happened.
That's just cause sometimes you gotta show the little niggas that you still got it.
Like, don't.
And I mean, like 6ix9ine, he too young though. He don't know nothing about Luda though. How old is 6ix9ine? Like 19, 20?
I think he's 19.
Yeah, he don't know enough about Luda.
Like,
rap is like the only thing in life that'll make you think a nigga is like way taller than he really is.
Why you say that, Joe?
Because it's like I was just thinking about this. I know when I was a kid, I used to think Ludacris and DMX and all of them was like 6'6". I was like, them niggas probably giants in real life.
That's because you thought the way Luda was in that Get Back video was how he looked in real life
with the big arms.
Yeah, man, you thought my boy was. You said, "Damn, Popeye the Sailor is real, huh?"
Damn.
He thought boy was brolic like that in real life. You see these niggas like, damn. Come on, little guy. Watch out, little guy.
Hey, I told y'all, I definitely thought YG was like 6'4" when he was on stage.
Nigga, you 7'3". I don't want to hear no type of like height analogies coming from you.
Damn.
You gonna assume everybody tall and shit like that. I definitely thought you was 6'6". All right, nigga, everybody ain't 6'6".
Hey,
you think because you 7 feet, the average height go up to 6'5" or something? Like, damn, you shorter than what I thought.
Hey.
YG hopped off the stage in his scrubs and hard bottoms.
Hey, I started to like send that picture to y'all, but I was like, nah, yo. I can't.
That nigga had the scrubs and the hard bottoms on.
That's like, you know he don't give a fuck. That nigga wear whatever the fuck he feel like.
He definitely worst dressed in the industry. I don't care what nobody say. Shout out to YG though.
Him and Westbrook.
Hey, still funniest shit to me was when I seen that shit that said it's about MGK stand for Marshall, you gonna kill me.
Hey, that shit's hilarious.
Hey, that shit had me dying.
Would MGK be the best rapper M's ever bodied?
Yep.
Bro, like Eminem bodying him is like, I just don't see it happening.
I'm like,
oh, well, that's because your boy Liam was on Instagram talking about Eminem will end him.
Talk about. So I'm
assuming Liam is a stan will stand about him.
Damn. Hey, no, someone did make a funny ass point though, and I'll give it to him. They was like, someone was like, oh, people still stand for Eminem in 2018, and he was like, nigga, Eminem made stands.
I mean, that's a fact.
Like, but not because Liam started talking that shit. Hey, now shout out to Liam. Shout out to.
Is he really that rapidy rap in real life, yo? Like, yes, he
said what?
I said, is he really like that rapidy rap type of person in real life? Like just listening to
his thing right
Lupe
now
all
is
day?
like his favorite artist right now, his favorite rapper right now is Logic, and so he's just kind of in that mindset at the moment or in that mode. Where like that's really.
If I would have known that, I wouldn't have been going back and forth with him on IG.
Hey,
Like,
no, I because when I see it, I was like, damn, who was the one going back and forth with him? Because I
Well,
was
no,
just,
because but now I was about to get paid because I was like, at first I was, I was about to ask him in the comments just to be on some funny shit. I was gonna be like, "What's that about you?"
I would have just been like, give me a Jadakiss bar.
But then I was just like, "We'll talk about it on the podcast."
hey, shout out to Liam though. He part of the network. We shot the feud the other day. That shit's up. Go check it out. Also shout out to Lime, but I can't explain why I'm shouting out Lime, but there is a reason. And yeah, so shout out Liam. Liam do got some wild opinions though. Liam definitely called Drake a mumble rapper. I was
shout out to Liam though.
he part of the team.
Yeah,
We
he
are
watched the
eating over
videos
here.
and shit. He showed some love. I
We are
appreciate
eating
it.
over here.
He a couple tattoos away from being RMGK.
That's
Just
hilarious.
Liam, if you hear me talking shit on here, just don't take it personal.
That's a fact.
That's all bullshit.
So we got. So we all agree, album's dope. MGK won round one. Going after little niggas ain't really that impressive. And then we. Oh, Will, you think M's response is gonna be nice, or you think it's gonna be whack?
To
MGK.
To MGK.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool. Like I mean,
do you want to hear M? And this is just because like what Drake do it back to back, where he pretty much said, "Oh well, like I do more numbers than you, I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you." Do you want to hear some shit like that from him or not?
No, that ain't gonna save him.
That's a fact.
Because it ain't like when with the whole Drake and Meek situation, it was kind of like Meek started the beef. So Drake was like, it's almost like Drake is playing from behind. So it's like MGK is kind of fighting from behind, and he the underdog already.
Yeah.
So
Plus,
it's like
I said, with that shit, it's different when you talk about like how well you sell, and it's like with your contemporaries, and compared to if like obviously, if you shouting at a nigga who's 20 years younger than you, like obviously like you sold more, you done more, shit like that. When Drake do what he's doing against niggas that's been rapping just as long as him or been in the spotlight just as long as him.
Yeah, and he's legitimately like 17 years older than that nigga.
Ain't it wild when like white rappers from Detroit and Cleveland beefing?
No, but my thing was, I'm like, all right, so now I don't remember which song it was exactly when Eminem was like, oh, they say I only sell like this because I'm white or something. And he was like, why everybody else don't do the numbers or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, nigga, number one, ain't nobody saying you can't rap.
No,
everybody know Eminem can rap, but it's like the fact that you won't acknowledge that part of your success is the fact that you white. It's like, come on now. And he's a great rapper.
Top 5. We
But
all had him on our top 5 list.
But if Eminem was black, who would he be?
Redman.
Redman.
Hey, the nigga that did the IG video talking about this how Eminem rap like. I definitely watched that shit.
Oh yeah.
Hey bro, that shit made my whole yesterday, yo. Because it's true.
Hey, the nigga when they did it like over his cipher and shit, and it was that shit had me dead.
Wait, but didn't G-Eazy respond to MGK? We ain't listen to that.
G-Eazy. So I like G-Eazy's. So G-Eazy's record was kind of like, it was cool. I didn't think it was great because it was kind of just, it was him saying like, well, I'm bigger than you ever been. I sell more than you. Like it was him talking
that don't work.
Like, so G-Eazy's record, like it was cool. It wasn't nothing like I said, I'll give you more credit because like, it's okay being a contemporary and actually coming a couple years after, you can be like, well, you came before me, had more time, and I still probably better than you.
See, but that don't work when it's not like a noticeable difference. Like, I mean, unless he said, like, without him saying that and me kind of trying to look into it or something, I don't know that G-Eazy is a bigger artist than fucking Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, G-Eazy got like 4 or 5 like hits, where MGK, a lot of niggas probably still only know Wild Boy.
Well, what's G-Eazy?
No,
I
can't say that,
know G-Eazy got the shit with Cardi, but I don't really know.
Because it's like MGK might not got like rap hits, but he been consistently like making good, like you gotta like he hasn't floundered like him and French.
No, that's a fact.
And they on Bad Boys. because it's like what's been the thing about Bad Boy and Diddy for years, that Diddy killed careers and niggas don't flourish on Bad Boy, and like him and French continuously every year they making good music, they always land on Billboard some type of way, and they just do their thing though.
Like, and no, and I'm not saying that, but I'm simply saying from a mainstream perspective, which G-Eazy has more mainstream hits than MGK. I'm not debating that he's better. I'm not debating who's got the better career. I'm just saying from a Billboard perspective and a mainstream perspective, G-Eazy has more hits than MGK.
I mean, but then
I can't
Tekashi
say
better
that,
than all
though.
these niggas.
But that's only.
And I've
But
not heard any of these songs that Tekashi keep telling me he 9 for 9, and I don't know not one of the songs.
it's like
No, that's the thing. That's why
G-Eazy's
Tekashi
more
keep talking.
popping. G-Eazy more popping with niggas. That's the thing.
No, it's like and that's when I'm saying like just mainstream and Billboard. That's why as much as we can't stand it and that nigga sounds stupid, like Tekashi can talk his shit because he has all those Billboard hits. If he didn't have those, then no one even listened. It'd be like if MGK was talking that shit, it don't hold the weight because he doesn't have, regardless of how we feel about it, he has those Billboard hits. He has that like mainstream appeal. He's got the number ones and all that shit.
I mean,
That's
MGK had a
all I'm
go with
saying.
album last year though.
You said what?
I said MGK had a go with album last year. Like he not popping with niggas. That's the thing. He
No,
popping.
G-Eazy got an album out?
Yeah, he got that whatever his second album is. It's the one that's got.
Wait, he had a first album?
Yeah.
No, like I'm not even on some funny shit. I'm just
I know it's not enough funny. It's still funny though.
Hey, damn.
Oh man.
Yo.
No bullshit. Like I think this year is probably the first year I heard of G-Eazy though.
For
Or
real?
like late last year, whenever at least for me when he started heating up, I guess.
Right.
G-Eazy got that one. He got the 2 songs off his first album that were popping. The one with the girl on the hook, and then the other was that.
Because I know a couple of songs of his that I've heard that I've actually liked, so it ain't no shit like I ain't trying to like diss the nigga or nothing, but like I'm literally just uninformed on G-Eazy.
I don't listen to G-Eazy. Like, to be fair, like I said, like I know the ones. That's the reason why, like, I know his hits and the songs that get played in the clubs and shit. But I don't like go looking for his music or really could tell you his discography. But that's how I know, like, from a mainstream appeal, to me, you have to go looking for MGK compared to G-Eazy. Some of his songs have found their way to us.
Oh wait, so this nigga G-Eazy got a couple of albums. He had an album in 2014, 2015.
He got 2 platinum albums.
Yeah, like G-Eazy, like he do, and he got the fucking don't he do like? Ain't he like with Rocky doing some fashion shit?
Shit, probably.
Like I feel like I've seen him and Rocky doing shit like that. Rocky not even a rapper. Rocky just a nigga. Rocky a nigga who got a little bit of money.
I mean, he ain't really got a rap because it's like Fergie son to him. Yeah,
No,
he popping with the clothes shit. Like he ain't got a rap. That's the thing. Like
no,
that nigga's
absolutely.
he big in fashion. I care about A$AP Rocky more in the fashion world than I care about him dropping the album.
No, absolutely. That's that shit. Like, mind you, we just talked about Ludacris 50 Cent. And them niggas definitely don't got to rap no more.
Hey, all y'all niggas, y'all was definitely wild talking about R.I.P. Kanan. Like that nigga wasn't a slithery snake ass motherfucker. Talking about R.I.P. Y'all wild. Y'all wild talking about R.I.P. Teresi too.
Yeah, when I say R.I.P. to Teresi, that means rest in piss.
Damn.
That's Chicago slang.
They definitely is. For sure.
When a nigga tell you rest in piss, that's hate.
I definitely see some some BD niggas tweet that shit back when Chicago rap was like first coming on. I was like, y'all wild out there.
All right, so now that we got enough mayonnaise in our rap, who was what's that nigga name? Isaiah Rashad, I think that's his name, right?
Oh yeah.
He came out the other day, and see that's wild to me when you got to sit there and talk about like
I'm like, nigga, where's your album?
Oh, that's the nigga that announced Kendrick album was coming.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, Isaiah can rap. Like, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like, that nigga can rap.
Yeah, no, that's why it's like, it was wild to me because he's like, he had the tweets like, yo, Kendrick got the album coming out soon. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, how you going to, like, bring your own shit out? Don't just be talking about him. But speaking of that, in a year that Drake dropped, in a year that Cole dropped, does Kendrick need to drop by the end of this year?
He don't
Need to
have
know.
to.
I think these niggas at this point, like, I don't think any of these niggas have to do anything. Like,
The one thing we know about these three niggas is, like, they really don't see competition in the other one.
yeah, they definitely all feel like they the best. Like, and I don't think like any of them niggas like feel threatened off what the next nigga do. Because
Not like
any of them that come out, they all gonna do their numbers.
Yeah. No, that's
It's
definitely
like these niggas don't look at each other as like, oh, I got top him. Like, what he doing? What he dropping?
Oh, I definitely think Drake watches.
No, Drake watches, but
Drake watches
because he on Instagram. He not watching from a standpoint of I need to see. That shit just coming across his TL.
Like,
and the problem is Drake is gonna drop. Drake is gonna sell more than these niggas regardless.
hey, that's one of the coldest lines. One of the coldest lines on Scorpion is my tears are a talented group, but if you gather up the soldiers and round up the number, I don't remember he did some math equation and shit, and that shit was fire. But
there's nothing they could really do.
That's a fact.
And he ain't lying.
Like so that's why it's like I don't think they in competition with each other now. I mean, I think they all definitely see what the other one is doing, but I don't think it's like making them change what they do at all.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Because as long as Drake is in like that, as long as Drake is like in that pop world too, even if he ain't trying to be, as long as he's in that world, Drake is gonna outsell everybody.
Drake was hyping views for like 3-4 years. And people were so mad when views came out. That shit is still like one of the funniest times to me.
And I still don't know why, because that shit was fire to me.
That's my favorite Drake joint, because it's like that's the one people was hoping for the rabbity rap on that joint. They just knew it was coming.
I don't even think so, because I think to me it was like a lot of rapping on that, but I think it's a lot more like R&B Drake fans or like emo Drake fans than what I thought.
Damn.
Like the fans that like that emotional Drake and shit.
I mean, Views is fire. I don't know if Views is my favorite project, but it's fire.
I think it's one of mine. I think Nothing Was the Same is definitely number one, I think, and I think Views is number 2, and number 3 is probably If You Reading This.
See, I don't know where y'all rank Scorpion. The more I listen to Scorpion, the higher that bitch rises up my ranks.
It's my top 4, but it's like it might be 3 now, but I don't think it'll ever take Views over though, because like Views had joints on there that like I was running back Views for at least 4 or 5 months at their drop. It's like that shit was so fire.
No, that's my thing right now with Scorpion. Like Scorpion keeps getting better, and someone actually made the point, my girl made the point. So I was.
Shout out
and
to her.
Nothing Was the Same. Is like I don't think people really going to understand like how great that shit was until like years after. Because it's been 5, but I think it's going to take like another 5 for people to really go back and listen. Like that nigga started off with Tuscan Leather, then he went to Furthest Name.
Definitely, probably one of the top 10 intros ever.
It's like,
no, but like, cause side A and side B, like the music's kind of weird as far as like it was supposed to be. Oh, well, this is rap side, this is the R&B side. Realistically, side A is just for niggas, side B is for bitches. Like, and that's why like Nice for What's on side B.
So when you ranking that album, like, do you rank it as a whole or do you rank it by side?
So honestly, I like that album to me. I think side A is so good, and there's like 4 songs on side B, 5 songs I can make a case on side B that are really good. There's some songs I don't personally care for, just as I feel like I'm not listening to Drake for that. But side A, if you just want to take like a 12-song set of Drake, side A is tough. Like,
No,
so
side A is
if he
definitely fire.
just dropped that album with just side A, where would you rank that in his discography?
That might be number one.
No way.
In terms of him just rapping, side A might be.
It just got good, everybody.
Hey, no,
Everybody listening, it just got
listen,
good.
give me side A and add March 14th to the end of side A, and that's number one. Because you need
I disagree.
You need March 14th on that. But if you give me side A, Scorpion on March 14th. Yeah.
I mean, I disagree with you, but it's hard to debate just because that'll be the only project where you get like a full nothing but rap.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what makes that shit like. And I'm not even mad at like the fact, like I said, like I think you can. The fact this nigga has like 4 or 5 out, like nothing was the same. Views, reading this too late, Scorpion, like all that shit. I think if someone were to say that's the number one, I'm not even mad at it. Like
it's so hard for me to put Scorpion in front of if you reading this is too late.
If you reading this is too late, it's too like
that shit.
Like that shit get me hype like when it come on.
That shit because it's all hits. Like every single.
Because he go from legend to energy.
That's legend.
When energy come on, it's over.
Legend is my shit.
And
Legend
then it's like what that shit is. 6 p.m. in New York is like, yo, like that
6 p.m. in New York.
Oh man!
But I mean, even with the R&B shit, because you're talking about Jungle on there, Company with Travis Scott on there, You and the Six is on there.
You and the Six is
like
R&B though.
Like Wayne went crazy on Used To, like Party on Preach. Like that's like it's tough, yo. I can't put Scorpion in front of them 3, yo. It's
just
hard.
side A though.
No, just side A, even side A, I can't put over there because this joint's on side A. I would be like, all right, this ain't really my joint. Like I would take this off.
Side A, hold up. I'm about to look up side A real quick here. Just
I can read it off to you real quick. I got it up.
All right.
So number 1 is Survival, fire. Number 2 is Nonstop,
fire.
Number 3 is Elevate,
fire.
Elevate is cool. I ain't gonna say it's like that ain't getting no fire emoji from. Like it's times where I skip it, but it's times where I
Elevate is tough.
Emotionless fire.
I could do without Elevate. I could do without God's Plan.
Emotionless is fire. God's Plan is cool. It's a hit.
Yeah,
it's a hit, but it's like he dropped it so early. It's like, all right, I heard this already.
I think the biggest thing with God's Plan is just because by the time the album came out, it was so played. You know, it had been played so much, so we can't really.
No, that's
I think he still get he still get points for God's Plan just because.
Absolutely, God's Plan, mind you, God's Plan is like. You could make a case was one of like the songs of the summer, and that shit dropped in January.
Nah.
Nigga, what?
All right, so well, look, we ain't even gonna debate that. number 6 is I'm Upset.
And see, now,
that's my shit personally.
Now that's the one song I skip. I don't fuck with them.
I don't skip it, but I don't skip it. I fuck with it, but I didn't fuck with it when it first came out. Like I ain't gonna say I didn't fuck with it at all, but like when it first came out, I was like, it's cool. And then I think, like I said, I think when he dropped the video for it, I kind of like, I don't know, I just liked the song a little bit more for whatever reason.
Well, that's what God's Plan did too, because mind you, when God's Plan dropped,
God's Plan was my shit from the jump though.
Nah,
no border.
God's Plan dropped with Why am I forgetting the other song on that?
Diplomatic Immunity.
Yeah, Diplomatic Immunity is far better to me.
Nah, see, like anytime a nigga start a song saying I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me, I fuck with it. like when if I gotta tell a nigga I've been chilling, don't stay out my way.
That's the shit right there.
Yeah, that's the type of energy I'm on. Like, don't come over and start no shit. That's the type of shit I fuck with. So I fucked with that from the beginning.
8 out of 10 get better than me. Like that shit get better and better than me more I hear.
8 out of 10. That's that's one of my favorite songs on side A. Probably top 3 because Emotionless. That and Emotionless kind of. Flip-flop to me, but Mob Tie is fire.
Mob Ties is fire.
Definitely.
Emotionless is like a time series record.
Can't Take a Joke.
That's fire.
That's cool.
Niggas.
Sandra's Rose.
Fire.
That's fire.
Absolutely.
Talk Up with Jay-Z.
Absolutely.
Fire. Is There More? Is There
More?
Fire.
That was cool, yeah. That was cool.
No, I'll give you that one. I'd say that one's not fire, but it's a good record.
That's fire for me. I love that shit.
Is there
Let's see,
more?
but like, so I mean, I think,
Yeah.
I think.
I think it's them. No,
He
it's
said,
them
"Oh,
more. I think it was a perfect outro record. Like if it was like one album and it wasn't continuing, like to me, it's like that's a dope outro album. I mean, an outro song.
Well, imagine if it's Is There More, and then like I said, give me March 14th on the end of that bitch, and that's your album. That's tough. I'm about to listen to Side A again tomorrow on the drive home.
That nigga said,
He excited like it just dropped again.
Hell yeah. Hey, no, because like the toughest shit about like all of Scorpion, and it's like the third line when that nigga said, my Mount Rushmore is me with 4 different expressions.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, he talking shit. I was like, I knew he was gonna talk that shit.
See, but that's the Drake I fuck with when he get into that bag, like that me featuring me bag. He a different nigga.
If you listen to that first, and see, that's the thing I love about that album too, is that album, like Side A at least, you can listen to that shit in order, and it's better in order. And I personally always fuck with an album when it's better in order. That's just not saying that's a determining factor. If you got to say like, or no, it's like a tiebreaker type shit. If your album's dope, 2 albums are dope, and one is like in chronological order or feels like it, I'm gonna give the nod to that.
I mean, even as good as I think that album is, I don't like to me, it's just one of them things where it's like, it's probably some of the, like the most rapping we got from Drake. I wouldn't say it was the best rapping we got from Drake. Now, it's a couple of songs on there that can be put up there with some of his best rap songs, but I think more than anything, the album is probably one of his more cohesive albums.
Now, I think there's more there's more songs on Scorpion that end up, and now this is a crazy list, so I don't want to I'm not necessarily debate the list because this nigga's list is still growing. But I think there's gonna be more songs on Scorpion that end up on Drake's greatest hits.
Nah.
I mean, but if we was putting together Drake's greatest hits, how many songs are we talking? Like, say if we were to do it, we'll
do it like Pac. Pac got a greatest hit on iTunes, and that shit's 20 songs.
Shit, leave me out of this.
Like, if you're doing Drake's 20, like I'm thinking like, if you're doing greatest hits, God's Plan's got to make it.
If we doing the greatest hits, it's a 2 disc. Like it's a double disc.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm just using it with like the Pac example because that's the only one that like iTunes will put on there and be like, "Yo, this is his greatest hits and shit." But because realistically, yeah, that nigga could have 40.
I mean, but that's depending on if we only talking about like albums and like shit that's on iTunes and not mixtapes. Because I mean, it's
not throw his whole discography up there.
Let's do a greatest hits from 2011 to 2014. That's
2014.
Yeah.
Not if you okay. So here.
We gotta go. We gotta go. If we doing the greatest hits for Drake.
So no, what I'm saying it's gonna be too much. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I mean, not if we say we got to keep it to a certain number of songs. Then I mean, everything can't make it.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's gonna make the debate better if everything can't.
All right, do y'all want to say that for another episode then?
No, we could definitely. I think we could definitely do it. You know, we could probably put that down as a topic for next episode.
Okay. Well, I think the best way, like to me, the way it would make the most sense to get the list is you go project by project and you basically say, okay, well, what songs are jumping to your head right off the bat, right? So if I give you Room for Improvement, what songs are you pulling off Room for Improvement that would make his greatest hits?
I mean, but I haven't I would have to.
I ain't get on Drake until at least. I ain't started fucking with Drake heavy until probably 2011.
Okay, so
but still, you went and listened back though, right? At some point,
yeah, it's been a while though.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But
it's been a while though.
I could pull up the track list for Comeback Season, and I can kind of debate that or the Room for Improvement or.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but to me, Room for Improvement, and I like Room for Improvement. I'm not crazy.
I don't think he might not have anything on there.
But like Comeback Season, like you could pull up The Presentation.
Yeah, the opening is the first song.
Yeah,
Closer to My Dreams. It's definitely going on there.
If you're talking about like So Far Gone, like Successful's jumping out on you on that. What's the joint?
Successful might not make the cut. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But I think it gets pulled. I think it gets pulled for debate because that's what.
It might get pulled. Yeah, it'll get pulled for debate, but it's gonna get cut quick.
What's the joint with I'm going in with him, Wayne, and G-Eazy?
No,
gonna
best
lie to
I
you,
ever
G.
had is definitely going on there though.
Yeah,
Best
I
I ever
had
had's on there. Like, then if you go like Take Care, obviously Take Care. Like Take Care, you got to pull Marvin's Room for just off the rip.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
save it though, because
Yeah.
we don't even want to dive too deep into it. Y'all know we'll get fucking lost in this
That's
conversation
a
and shit.
fact. That's a fact, bro.
So
Yeah.
we'll
We
make
got
sure
that
we
for
get
y'all
that
next
down.
week, man, on the Kobe episode.
But that's what I'm saying though. That's like, and I think if we do it, and we'll discuss more in the group text, but like everyone should be responsible for like 2 albums or 2 projects. And like you can actually sit there and like go into the album and be like, yo, this is what we pull in. Like that way everyone's got time to actually sit there and listen to it and remember, okay, what was.
I don't even need to listen. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well,
I just need the songs.
No, Room for Improvement's the only one I'd have to go back and re-listen to.
I mean, but I feel confident in saying that it probably won't be anything on Room for Improvement. Like,
I would agree.
I could probably look at the track list and see see what stood out. But so how many songs do y'all want to debate at least? Because if we're gonna say how many songs are we doing, 20 or 25?
I say for this conversation, I would say 20 because that's what the Tupac greatest hits is.
I say
So I say
25, yo.
Well, no, I say we do 20, and then I say our list. I say we agree on 30 songs. It's his best 30 songs, and then we debate which ones make it and which ones don't.
I'm down for that.
So like the bracket.
I'm down for that.
Kind of. So it'll be. So we're gonna say only 20 songs can make it, but 10 songs got to get cut. So we're gonna just basically try to agree on the list of the 30 his 30 best his best 30 songs or whatever.
So then what we should do really quick, just so this part's, like I said, as far as everybody having like their albums to pull songs from, I think it's only fair, or not fair, everybody get like their personal favorite, or everybody get like one of their favorites. So I'm down to take Scorpion. If one of y'all, were y'all both saying, one of you said Views, or Tony, you said Views, right? Was your favorite?
Yeah.
So you would have Views, and then Will, you would have Nothing Was the Same.
Well, we're doing this full discography.
No, absolutely. But if we got to sit there and debate songs, I think it's better to have kind of like almost like a team like you rooting for kind of deal, right?
Right. Well, but I just think, yeah. So but before the episode, we'll all have to make sure we agree on the 30 songs that's gonna be on the list, because then otherwise we'll be debating more than 30 songs if I got this 30 and you got maybe 6 or 7 different songs than what I got. So we'll come up, we can all pick and pull whatever songs we want to pull, and then we agree on like a consensus of the 30. No, and then we debate which ones make it and which ones don't.
No, that's fair.
And then we could figure everything else out, like who would do what albums. We could figure out. We just, we could chop it up about that in the group chat and shit.
Hey, just out of curiosity, and this is kind of a crazy question, but I think there's some truth to it. Because I said in the group chat, I'm like, because God's Plan right now is like his statistical biggest hit of all time, right? Does Drake have a bigger hit, like as far as everything all together, as Marvin's Room?
What you mean?
Like in terms of how long it's played, in terms of how much replay value that song has, in terms of what that song meant when it came out, how big it was when it came out.
One Dance.
Hotline Bling.
One Dance is out there. One Dance is up there. I don't know if Hotline Bling's bigger than Marvin's Room.
I mean, it probably, as far as replay value, I would say no.
That's what I'm saying. Marvin's Room has crazy replay value.
I would say that. Like
One Dance had the streets in a frenzy. Like I ain't even gonna say Controller, because Controller ain't get a lot of love when it first dropped. But One Dance, when it first dropped, had shit going crazy.
Street niggas drink Hennessy and cry to Marvin's Room.
Shit, street niggas put on Jamaican gear to One Dance and get the getting it on.
Drake definitely got street niggas out here saying minds and things.
Oh shit. Only because I got about like 10 more minutes before I gotta go. I did want to hit up some of the sports stuff we didn't get to do last week. And I actually have a good answer now for we had started to talk last week, but we weren't able to post because some shit came up, and then 2, it was slow news week and we didn't have enough to talk about. One of the things we did discuss though was obviously Manu retired. What the fuck is that? Oh, shit scared me.
You 7 feet.
Nigga, that don't do anyway. When it was Manu retired, and you would ask me if he was a Hall of Famer. Manu makes the Basketball Hall of Fame for an entirely different reason, because that shit is the Basketball Hall of Fame. So his EuroLeague numbers and what he did in the Olympics counts towards him as well.
Like I said, I don't think I was ever debating that he shouldn't make it. I think you were just debating against other niggas whose career stats are better than his that shouldn't make it. Because I definitely think Manu should be in it.
Like, it's just hard for a nigga to never average 20.
Bro, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. Like, we got to stop having this discussion.
I know. It's just so bad. It just irritates me every time.
Because what was his other numbers? Has anybody know or have a guess or anything?
His European numbers?
Yeah.
His European numbers, he led them in scoring twice.
Well, like how many points? Like, I don't want it to be like 19.9 points or some shit.
No, I didn't get the points per game. I just know at the time he came in the NBA, like he was leading scorer over there. He was an MVP over there. He was pretty much the consensus best player on that side. But I couldn't tell you exactly. Be like, yo, he averaged 25 points per game, or he averaged 30 points per game.
I'm trying to pull him up now.
But what else did you have on the notes, Tony? You had one other thing.
The Khalil Mack stuff and the big
I'm
money
so happy.
deals.
Bear with me.
Happy. Get Khalil Mack the fuck out of the AFC West.
Bear with me.
Hey, like dead ass, because the AFC West, mind you, if Khalil, like the AFC West borderline had like 4 to 5 best pass rushers in football.
Hey, hold on, real quick, yo. What year did Manu get into the league? Come to the NBA? 03, 02, 03, or
I think it was 01 or 02. Because he has 4 titles. The Spurs won their second one in what, 02? No, they
no, they won.
No, that was
03.
Yeah, so I think
that was his first year because he
02 was his first year.
Okay, because yeah. So whatever he led them niggas in scoring in 1999 to 2000, he averaged 17 points a game. In 2000 to 2001, he averaged 16.3. In 01 to 02, he averaged 18.3 in the EuroLeague.
It's crazy because if he was to come out of Europe now, the nigga would be like a top 3 pick.
That's a fact.
But no, yeah, I just wanted to give those numbers, but we can get back to the Khalil Mack shit.
Yeah, because I was tired of seeing like personally speaking, obviously, because obviously Denver got Vaughn, San Diego got Ingram and Joey Bosa. Houston has, if Ali's ever healthy, and Justin Houston, and then Oakland had Khalil Mack. That's just a lot of trauma for your quarterback. So I'm glad as fuck Khalil Mack got out of the AFC West. Congratulations on him getting his money. Glad to see that nigga go.
Shout out to the Steelers, man. I want to shout y'all out for not paying Le'Veon his bread. You feel me? Don't pay that nigga nothing. Keep y'all ducats. You feel me?
He coming to fuck with y'all?
He said he can fuck with them all he want. I don't even fuck with them. So shout out to him.
Hey, Le'Veon, hey, that was some bullshit. The fact that GM was like, "Oh, I'm sad he didn't sign his fucking."
Nigga said I'm disappointed. Like, what you mean? Nigga, that's your best player.
And like they abused him. Like Le'Veon, to me, Le'Veon's like the case of like I don't see him playing like 2 or 3 more like high profile years after this year, because that nigga gets 300 carries a game and catches like 80 passes. Like my man's like the highest used running back. Like
yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be tough for him to get for him to keep producing at the rate he has been for too much longer.
Like Emmitt Smith is the ultimate like abnormality. Like to play 20 years as a running back will never be done again. AP is a physical freak and he can't even do it. Now AP still looks like he could bust a nigga's ass. Don't get me wrong. AP still look like he running for 200 yards against the Chargers. Shout out to San Diego.
Terry Crews, wow. I still can't believe this nigga.
All right, yo, we'll holler at y'all next week, man. It's been a dope episode.
I looked up and seen this nigga on my TV. I don't even know what show this is. Oh, shit. But, yeah, no, I don't think I don't know. So, y'all, they ain't going to pay the nigga?
Nah.
They definitely ain't.
I was like, look, he been going through hell with them the last couple of years.
That's a
And,
fact.
and then it's like they can't tag him no more because his tag next year would be crazy. It'd be quarterback money.
Can you even tag a nigga 3 years in a row?
I think you could tag him like still, but the tag would be so high. Like it would be so fucking high. It'd be like $40 million next year.
That's damn. Shit, I take 40 mil. Fuck. Like, shit, tag me. Nah. That shit is crazy. This shit's irritating because it's like, and niggas just won't like hold out. Could you imagine like if Julio and Le'Veon Bell were holding out? Everybody would get paid.
I mean, not really though, because it's like that's all right. You'd be like, okay, Julio and Le'Veon not holding out, fine. Now the Rams pay Aaron Donald his money. It'd be different if it was 3 of the top, 10 players in the league holding out some shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. If Donald, I felt like was really gonna hold out games.
No, he was gonna hold out. He wasn't playing. Like Aaron Donald wasn't gonna show up.
Like my man definitely. Hey, I was laughing like hell because they definitely had the picture of I know Will wasn't fucking football back then, but like when you see like Donald and Sue standing next to each other, like
a lot of niggas is fucked with that. And like Sue not even like as far as like play wise, but he's still like just big and unnecessarily mean.
Well, you remember when the Vikings had like the Williams brothers in the middle?
Yeah, Kyle and Kevin.
Yeah, and niggas couldn't move them. Like you couldn't run on them. You couldn't like they was getting to the quarterback. Like them niggas was just sat they 350-pound fat ass in the middle, and them niggas moved the line. I saw teams like try to run stretches against the Vikings. It was a wrap.
I always say normal niggas don't play football. Like to play football, you got to be like a little off, like in the head, like something. Even the quarterbacks, like to play football, is something off about you.
Yeah, they all a little off, but that's like, I mean, I can make the case that's with all athletes.
Oh shit! Well, I know. We probably ain't gonna get to what's left on the list and shit because we got the 2019 free agent class on there, but I know we probably won't get through all of that shit.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about that because I was watching like First Take yesterday for like the first time in months and shit. Stephen A was talking about that.
Yeah, you want to just save it for next week, or
yeah, we can save it.
We can save it for next week, or we can bring that up. If y'all got another time to meet up at some point this week, might be able to give them a second episode.
We could just do that next week before we get to the Drake shit.
Yeah, if y'all got time for a second or whatever, let me know.
No, I was saying,
even if it's like an hour or 45 minutes when we get into like some little shit, because I definitely want to. I mean, before we get out of here, we're gonna say shout out to Colin Kaepernick.
That's a fact.
To the Nike deal and him winning his case against the NFL, so they got to bring that shit to court. That's 2 wins in 1 week.
Shout out to that. I was like, look, the next thing you know, the NFL is gonna be telling niggas, yeah, y'all can't wear Nike cleats up in here.
Shit, like in the words of Martin Luther King, went the trial back to back, bitch, I'm 2-0.
Hey, typically better shout us out or something. Hey, but I want to say real shit though. Shout out to the network, all 6 shows now. We got this, we got A&M, we got 90 Feet coming, we got Hard Hitters coming. Few just dropped yesterday, like I said. Shout out to everybody that's been listening. I think across the board, we're around like 400 listens a week between everything. Like I said, shout out to Lime, but I can't say why yet. And just shout out to Anchor for allowing me to do all this shit for free. Because, nigga, this would be a lot of podcasts. It'd be a lot of money just going to allowing this shit to be on the internet.
Shout out to the Instagram followers. We hit 100.
Shout out to Instagram. Shout out
to y'all.
I'm going to be posting more shit later this week, kind of explaining the direction everything's going. Shout out to everybody that's on the team. Tony, Will, Liam, JP, Eddie, Matt. Shout out to all y'all niggas.
Shout out to my plug.
Shout out to his plug.
Woo! Oh man.
Hey, just for real though, just like appreciate everybody that's been rocking with it. Appreciate everybody that's listening, everybody that's following. I actually got people like hitting me up for messages talking about like shit that's going on. So like I know the listens are not only Like, they real and people actually paying attention. Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate a little bit more if y'all wanted to donate to that listener support. But, I'm not here to take anybody's money. But if you wanted to voluntarily help support, that's always appreciated.
Lock up Kelly.
I admit it was fire.
I see my boy deleted his tweet, though. Tweet and delete.
Hey, Twitter deleted that shit for me, bro. They don't even let me post
Whatever, man.
They don't let me post it.
That's your story and you sticking to it. I hear you.
That's absolutely my story. The fuck?
I hear you.
Hey, before we get into this is going to go on for hours. Like I said, shout out to everybody that's been listening, everybody that's a part of the team. Hard Foul, NFM Podcast. We out this bitch.
No feelings.
Who y'all freeing real quick?
Who we freeing?
Shit.
I don't know, man. I might as well start saying free Ghost early because Angela about to snitch.
Hey, man, free. I don't know. I might be saying RP Angela. Fucking room.
Look. I don't know who we freeing today. Shout out to Elvin from the Cosby Show. They tried to kill you online, but Twitter had your back.
Twitter definitely has your back.
Twitter was riding for you.
Shit. Before we get out of here, man.
Free that nigga Eddie out of Orlando Brown's body.
Hey, shout out to Orlando Brown. He just got home.
Hey, no, shout out to all you dumb niggas back in the day who was letting Steve Urkel rock. Because he took his glasses off and put a suit on, you thought he was a different nigga.
Yeah, y'all was kind of wild.
Talking about Stephon. Like, he just took his glasses off, you kids.
That nigga definitely still look the same.
like, hey, shout out Harriet Tubman, man. Like she once said Laura Bancroft.
Hey, we gotta go.
And I ain't even get a chance to get into the fact that Nicki Minaj and Eminem been doing the same shit, but whatever. We'll save it for next time.
Next time.
Check out the Twitters and the Instagrams, man.
NF meetings. NF_meetings.
Facts.